Okay, this is an Amazon Fire tablet, 7-inch from 2019. This is the second one I bought. I bought one for my daughter a couple of months ago. And, they're normally 50 bucks, but when you get them on sale, you can get them for about 30 bucks. They are not the best tablet in the world, but they're really good for about 30 bucks, as long as you clear out the software, because all the Amazon stuff on there just makes it run horrible. So hopefully this was going to show you how to clean it out and root it and all that. So first thing I need to do a factory reset, because I've already cleared this one out. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to hold down the power button and click restart. And once it restarts, I'm going to hold down the volume down button until I get a recovery menu. At least till the Amazon screen comes up. Give it a second here, and here we go, we're in recovery. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down to the second option here using the volume keys. I'm going to go down, or the third option, wipe data, factory reset. I'm going to hit the power button, then I'm going to use the volume keys to go to yes, power button, and it shouldn't take very long to do. Okay, now I am going to hit the power button to boot system now, and we should have a fresh, clean system. Now, if you go to gitlab.com/melix1000, I have a project there called Amazon Fire 7 2019 Notes and Files. It's a very long name. There should be a link in the description of this video. If you have trouble finding it, just go again to gitlab.com/melix1000 is my name, and you should be able to search through my projects there, and I don't have a whole lot that have the word Amazon in them. So once this starts up, it's going to be just like you bought it new. And what we're going to do is we are going to quickly root it and then clean out the packages. So again, if you go to the GitLab page and download this project, all the files you need are there, including the files to get you root access. But the first thing we need to do is once this boots is we're going to go in and enable developer mode just like you do on any other Android device, and that way we can get a ADB shell from our desktop and copy a file over that will give you root access. Because you can use ADB to get a shell on the device and disable a lot of the packages, but the issue there is there's a lot that it won't let you disable. Also, I'm going to disable the packages rather than uninstall them, because I found that a lot of them, if you uninstall, they kind of reinstall themselves, where if you just disable them, that's not really an issue. So right here, I'm going to click English. I'm also going to show you that you don't need an Amazon account to activate this tablet. Let me real quick here connect to my Wi-Fi. It says I'm connected. There we go, just a second. So when you start this up, it's going to look for an update here. It shouldn't take too long. And it's going to want you to log into an Amazon account. But you don't have to do that. If you go in like you're going to log into an Amazon, I mean, you could go create an Amazon account, but I really don't want this tablet linked to an Amazon account. But I found if you go into it like you're going to sign up and you exit out and you do that 2 or 3 times, it will let you skip that step. But it doesn't give you that option right out the bat, because they really want you to link it to your Amazon account to try to sell you stuff. And again, these tablets for $30 are really good, but when you first get them, they are just ad machines, ads popping up left and right. So again, we're going to get in there and we're going to disable everything except for 1 or 2 packages from Amazon. And the thing is, we're even going to disable the keyboard, and we're going to disable the launcher. But luckily, if you download my project from GitLab, we have APKs to replace that stuff. So here we go. So it's wanting me to log into an Amazon account. It says if you're new to Amazon, you can click here. So I'll click Start, and it's going to load up this orange screen, wanting me to put in my country and region. And what I'm just going to do is I'm going to hit Cancel. And I think if I click that again and go cancel, let me do it one more time and cancel. And then now a not now button. I'm pretty sure that wasn't there before. Let's see, right there. It says not now. And then we'll skip registration. And now the tablet's ready to go, but again, it's got all this Amazon junk on here. And we're going to clear out pretty much all that, even some of the calendars and stuff like that, and replace them with other APKs. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into settings here. And if I remember correctly, again, this is the same on pretty much every Android device. We're going to go down to device options. And we're going to go down to About Fire Tablet. And here we're going to click on, I think, the build number. Do that a bunch. Is it the build number? Device model. There, actually, it's the serial number. Click on that 7 times. And now you have developer options. Sorry about that. Something I do all the time, but I do it without thinking. So when I think about it, developer options, and we're going to turn on developer options. Okay. And then we're going to make sure that we have USB debugging on. Okay. Now, everything else is done from our desktop. I already have it connected to my desktop, so it's already seeing that device. I'm going to say always allow this desktop. Okay. And now, on my desktop, I've already cloned that project from GitLab. And what I'm going to do now is, real quick, I have some notes in here. So if we list out our files, you can see that we have a file called cleanup, which we can cat out, which is what we're going to use next to disable the packages. So these are all packages I found that you do not need for this to run properly. Now, if I cat out notes, there's lots of notes I have on this device, but really we only care about the top part of it. So I'm going to just head out that file. So at the top, you can see here that right now, if I run this command, I can push this file to this directory. And this is a temp directory. They call it a temp directory, but it never actually gets wiped out on an Android device. But I'm going to push this executable file to the device. And then I'm going to adb shell to get a shell there. And I'm just going to copy this command to get to that directory. And once we're there, we can list out these files. You can see here's the mtk-su file that we just copied. Again, this is in the project that you download from GitLab. And we're going to make it executable with changemod 755 and the name of that file. And now, if you run that, you should get a root shell. And I say should, sometimes it does not work. It did work that time. If it didn't work, just do it again. I've only had it once or twice where it didn't work. But now that file's on there. Anytime you want root, you just have to go there and run that file. And if you don't want root on the device anymore, you just remove that file. You want it again, you copy it over. Now that we have that file, I'm going to split my screen here. So the top half up here, this is the tablet. The bottom half down here is my desktop computer, again with the files we have in here. I'm going to cat out cleanup. And actually, let me just go ahead and head cleanup and start off with that. So real quick, what I'm going to do is I'm going to list out how many packages I have. So, or list all the packages. So those are all the packages we have. And if we pipe that into wc space -l, it will give us a count. So right now there's 186 packages installed on this device that it came with, okay? And what we're going to do, if we do the same command with -d, it will list all disabled, which we haven't disabled any yet. But we're going to disable a bunch. And you'll see how much Amazon stuff on there you don't need that we're going to remove. So real quick, here is the command again, pm list packages. So pm is your package manager for Android, and that's on all Android devices. We're going to list all our packages. Then we're going to grep for every single one that has the word Amazon in it, except for ones that say Fire OS, Amazon Fire OS, because if you remove that, the tablet won't boot all the way. So we're going to do that, then we're going to cut and just get the name of the packages, and then one by one we're going to disable those packages. So there's a lot of them. And if I just take that command, copy and paste it in here and hit enter, it should start going. And one by one it's going to disable. It's disabling the Amazon platform, the Amazon photos, Amazon contacts, the unified shared Goodreads, a Kindle application. And again, it's just going to go through, as you can see, all of these Amazon applications that we do not need, including there it's disabling the Fire launcher. We're going to replace it with another launcher. Again, we're also going to be disabling the default Amazon keyboard. So make sure you have another launcher and keyboard ready to go, which we do, which is provided in the project that you download from my GitLab page. And again, you can see how much stuff is on this tablet we do not need. And that's just the stuff named Amazon. We're going to go through things with the Kindle name, and then another Fire OS, because there is a Fire OS package we don't need. And then there's some things like the Android provider calendar. That is the free application that comes with the Android operating system. It is an open source package, and there's a few things on there like that. which you could leave, but I'm going to replace them with some preferred applications that I have that I've gotten from the F-Droid repositories, and we're also going to install F-Droid. F-Droid, if you're not familiar with, is a free and open source package manager that basically everything in it is open source. And so I have some packages. I'm going to install that and a few other packages. Again, this is for my son, so some useful things that you would normally want, and then there's a few little games and stuff that I'm going to install in there as well. But again, you can see it's still going, and right now we're just clearing out Amazon packages. And clearing out this stuff just makes the tablet run so much better, and it's just so junky with all this stuff on there. But again, that's why you can get a nicer tablet. I mean, it's not a great tablet, again, but they can sell these for 30 to 50 bucks because they're hoping you're going to use the Amazon services and they're going to make up the money. So they can sell it with, barely any markup. And so you are getting a pretty good deal if you're not using the Amazon stuff. So again, we're going through. There was an error on one of them, the parental controls, that might be left on there. But again, to go through one by one and remove all of these would take you forever. So that's why we're using the little loop script. There we go, that one's done. Now, if we run, again, we go back up here and we say this PM list packages -D will list all disabled packages. So I will go ahead and do that. And as you can see, there's a list of them now. And if we pipe that into WC-L, we just disabled 122 packages that we don't need. Okay? But we're not done yet. Let's go ahead and disable, that was good, the longest one. We're going to disable all the Kindle packages now that some might have been disabled because they had the Amazon name in there, but not all of them did. So here we go. And again, we can actually uninstall these, but there were a few that reappeared after I disabled them. Now, if we disabled all the Amazon packages, if we removed all of them, maybe that would prevent them from coming back. But so they're taking up a little bit of storage, but they're not running, which is what's important. So we removed 122 before. Now how many have we disabled? 2 more. So there were 2 more in there that didn't have the Amazon name in them. Again, I'm going to disable a few others here. And so these, again, are inside the text file called cleanup.txt, and you can choose which of these you want to disable and not disable. So I didn't put it as a script that you run. So let's go ahead and down here say less cleanup. So we can go through here, and I can just copy the ones I want to disable, and I can copy a bunch of them. So we just did the calendar one. It doesn't hurt if we do a few. So I'm just going to grab a few of these, and then up here. So again, the top is the tablet. The bottom down here is my desktop where I'm reading the files from my package that I download, my project. And then these last 2 here are language packages for the keyboard. I had an issue where I didn't disable this, and even though I installed another keyboard, it kept on defaulting back to a Japanese and Chinese keyboard. And these are Japanese packages, so I disabled that. Now, let me go ahead and turn this camera back on. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the tablet on, and I swipe up here. If I go home, there's nothing here. I can't do anything. It's trying to start, Fire is starting, but nothing ever happens, because we disabled the launcher. We also disabled our keyboard. So even if I come up here and go search, no keyboard's going to come up. So you can't really do anything with the tablet now. So that's why you got to make sure that you have a launcher and a keyboard, if you disable them, ready to go. So what I'm going to do now is back on my desktop here, I have a folder called APKs, which again, CD APKs. And here are a number of APKs, Android packages that I like to use. F-Droid, that'd be the first one you want to install. I like Lawn Chair is the name of the launcher that I like. And then AnySoft is the keyboard that I'm installing for my son. That's in here somewhere too. But what I'm going to do is you can install these one by one. But if we cat out, we can cat out install APKs. You can see that basically you can say ADB install and the name of this APK file to install it. This is just going to run through a loop and install all of these ones because these are the ones that I want installed. You don't have to install all of them, but I'll go ahead and do that. And we're going to get success on each one. I probably should have some more output there saying which ones it's succeeding on. So I might change that script just to echo out what package is being installed one at a time. But it's going in the order that they're listed there. And again, while that's doing that, I'm going to come up here, and again, I'm going to say right here, list how many we've disabled. We've disabled almost 145 packages that were running on the tablet before that we do not need. Altogether, including the disabled ones, there's 169. So out of 169, we only have like 60 installed now, approximately, compared to, how much did we say originally? A lot. So, and let's go ahead and check this. They're still installing, but if I turn the screen back on now and unlock this and hit home, there we go. So now I have the lawn chair launcher, which one of the things I like about the lawn chair launcher is I can, if I wanted to, I could hold down on one of these and say edit. And if we focus in on that, you can actually make some of the applications invisible. So stuff that runs in the background, stuff that you don't want, or if I want something on there but I just don't want it showing up unless there, I can hide those, which is nice. So anyway, all those packages installed. It looks like one failed. Oh, VLC failed. Anyway, I can always go now into F-Droid and install that. But that is the process that I go through, and the notes where you can get them all. So again, I removed all the default calendars and stuff like that. I replaced most of them with, I like the project called Simple. They make a bunch of Android applications. Simple calculator, simple camera, simple clock. The only thing I don't like about it is their default icons are these ugly orange colors, but most of them you can change that. If you go into the clock, which has an ugly orange theme, you can actually change the theme, and I believe it changes the color of the icon too. But that's it. It doesn't have any of that Amazon. There's still only one Amazon package on there, which is like the Amazon Fire OS, and again, if you remove that, the tablet never completely boots, and you're unable to actually even ADB and install stuff, so you don't want to accidentally remove that. But look at the files, again, on gitlab.com/melix1000, my Amazon project. There should be a link in the description of this video. And that's it. And also I'll show you the keyboard, any soft keyboard. And you can pick, there's lots of open source keyboards. I can go in here and I just have to enable it, but you can see there's other keyboards I've disabled. Those last two packages we removed were saying they were language packages. And on my daughter's, I did this to my daughter's tablet as well, and even though I enabled the AnySoft keyboard, it kept defaulting back to that, but in the Chinese, so her keyboard was always Chinese, and every time she restarted her tablet. And you can go through your settings here for AnySoft keyboards, you know, whatever, allow it, contacts and stuff like that. But now I should be able to go in here and say search, and the AnySoft keyboard comes up, which has pretty good functionality. It does swipe typing, but it needs improvement. They even say that, but it works. It's just not as good as like if you've used other swipe keyboards. Anyway, this video has gone on long enough, almost 20 minutes. And if you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. And again, check out the links in the description of the video to the project where I have all these notes and the files to root it and stuff. And I hope that you have a great day.